In this lecture, we will discuss how and why taking a picture or sharing a comment online in the age of sharing may affect your trip when traveling. Consider the case of today's smartphones, which are mostly meant for sharing information on the internet. Taking a picture, posting it on a social network, and updating your status are nowadays daily actions. But not all the countries in the world allow that to happen in the same way. Western institutions are based on ideas of constitutional rights, personal freedoms, and system of justice that is not shared by all the political regimes. The point of interest today is that actions that may appear natural for a foreign visitor in most Western countries may not be appropriate or allowed to European visitors in other parts of the world, such as Saudi Arabia or India. The importance of trip planning includes finding out about both the formal rules and informal rules or acceptable standards of social behavior that characterize the society of a host country. We will focus on two aspects: the act of taking pictures of places, people, and objects, recording videos or audios; the act of sharing information online, such as posting comments, pictures, videos, audios. Consider the case of taking pictures. First of all, the use of a specific device for the purpose of taking pictures must be allowed within the country. For example, the religious authorities of Saudi Arabia imposed a ban on imports and sales of cell phones with built-in cameras in 2004. This decision was later overturned. The formal laws may allow you to take pictures of an environment, a building, a monument, or the indigenous population. On the other hand, the local population may regard that as a form of disrespect or may simply dislike it. Hence, refraining from hurting the sensitivity of the population is just as important as refraining from infringing any formal law. There are instances where taking pictures with tourists is an income-generating activity. This means that people agree to be photographed only when they're paid for it, like in many towns in Latin America. In these cases, the mere act of taking a picture without permission may put you in a situation of personal danger. In order to preserve your safety, you should be prepared to delete pictures or videos if required. Moreover, there may be buildings, locations, or areas that can be considered sensitive from a security perspective. Depending on the country profile, these may include government buildings, headquarters of political parties, embassies, or residences of political figures. These buildings may be guarded by the police or by army soldiers. They may be characterized by an onion-like structure with different layers of security towards the main entrance. There are usually security cameras that cover the surrounding areas. There are signs indicating that certain actions are not allowed, such as parking nearby, stopping nearby for an extended period of time, or taking photographs or videos. It is advisable to follow the basic principle of prudence and to refrain from doing anything that may capture the attention of the security guards. A second aspect concerns the scope of the freedom of expression in the host country. Different countries may have diverging policies for the use of social media, which may include accessing websites, accessive accounts for email and other social media tools, posting online contents such as pictures, videos, audios, and texts. Access to certain types of online contents may be restricted. For instance, in the United Arab Emirates, the authorities have banned access to websites with porn material. In order to understand how effective these restrictions can be, we should consider a few technical points about internet access. Online activities always leave a trail and very often can be checked by national governments. Using specific technologies, governments may also have the capability to pin down the geographical location of a user that posts online content. These factors call for additional attention about the type of content that may be considered unlawful or inappropriate in relation to the specific country. Before leaving for a travel, you should put care on understanding the constraints imposed on online communications. You should check whether you are likely to visit countries that enforce crackdowns on political activists. since this tends to involve strong limitations to online activities. You should also find out whether the local population tends to use the internet by posting any material online. In addition to the formal rules on network access, different countries may have alternative policies on the type of content that can be posted online. For instance, while a country may not put restrictions about pictures of historical buildings to be shared online, it may instead pay special attention to the comments shared on online forums about current political events or about the living conditions of the population. The UAE, Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, for instance, are known for adopting tight controls on online posts. It is finally worth considering a few additional points of discussion. You should be careful about what pictures or videos you carry on your devices. Hardware devices, in fact, may be inspected during entry or exit in the country. In case any material deemed unlawful is found, the device may be confiscated. Depending on the specific context, it may be appropriate not to offer online comments on political events and on political engagements of the country's senior figures. Special attention should be devoted to the types of websites that are visited during a trip abroad. The habit of taking a selfie may not be welcome also in places where there is a significant presence of tourists. In some cases, taking pictures of random people, women and buildings is illegal. In some countries, eating, drinking or smoking in public may not be allowed. You should keep in mind that appearing in a picture or a video where these acts are shown may create problems with the local authorities.